We're joined here by Steffi. She's come from Melbourne, come down to see us in Sydney today. Tell us a little bit about the boxing career. I know you're an exciting pro fighter. You look the part, you're doing well. You've got a lot of eyes around your career at the moment.
Yeah, I'm a 9-0, undefeated now, and I've just won the WBC Australasian title, and I had the Australian title, and I'm just looking at defending it next, hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And tell me, I know you've done a couple of call outs. You're hungry for a hard fight. Are you taking that in Sydney? You don't know yet. You're taking that in Melbourne, but who are you chasing?
I am chasing Sky Falzon. I actually, funnily enough, ran into her in my second last fight over in Bangkok. I jumped in the ring and called her out because I think the Australian public deserve two Australian fighters having a good hard fight here in Australia, hopefully it's here in Sydney, and hopefully she takes the fight. She did promise me that after she got married that she would take the fight, and I got told she's been married now, so I've had some time off after my last fight, and I'm ready to get back in there, and hopefully she'll jump in there with me and we can put on a good cracking fight for the Australian public.
Rick, as a promoter, you see people that want to take the hard fights. We've got her here now. She's saying, I'm ready to step up. Where does that resonate with you as a promoter?
I love that. I saw, we just had lunch and we were having a chat, and just the mentality that come across, it's a fighter's mentality. And them wanting to take a challenging fight, I resonated a lot because when I was fighting, that's what I loved, always trying to take a harder fight, and that's what she's looking for, and I feel like she's going to step up and really make some noise in the next year as well.
I can't wait. And tell me, how did you even get into boxing as a female?
I actually started off being an AFL player back before it went to the AFL, and I joined boxing just for the cardio side of it, and I just completely fell in love with it. I didn't have an amateur career, and so I learned at a later stage. I only had my debut in March 2023. So there's a bit of a gap there, but I believe I'm closing it quite quickly. And Ricky just said, I want the hard fights, and the harder fights make me train harder, make me fight better. So I'm just excited to get back in there, and I want someone who's in front of me in the rankings and who has a belt, and people can't call themselves champions and be fighting people that they shouldn't be fighting.
Love that.
I actually love that too. It's smart, hey?
Steffi, we were just talking before, and you were saying about, obviously you don't have an amateur career, but tell us about your first experience sparring and how that set you up for the future.
Yeah, so I was just at a Derrimits, actually, just hitting the bag, doing some training one day, and someone come over to me and said, oh, you hit the bag okay, do you want to come do some sparring? And I was like, yeah, okay. They're like, yeah, we need a sparring partner for Sugar Neeks. And I was like, yeah, so I went down the gym and we did 6 rounds, and that's how I met my best friend. And those rounds were, they were hard rounds, they were good.
Good way to meet someone, hey?
Just like that, we become best friends.
And you become best friends.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And, Sugar's done really well in her career as well. Has she given you any advice in your career?
She's doing so well, and I'm so proud of her, and she gives me advice every day. Like, we talk from morning to night, and she's just forever guiding me in the right way. And if I can do half of what she's doing, I'll be happy.
How motivating is that for you, seeing one of your good friends in that position, and obviously you want to follow suit? How motivating is that?
It's just like, I was up here, last time I was in Sydney, I was here when she was defending her title, and it's just a good fight. She stopped it. She stopped her, everyone. It was a good fight, and just she's such an amazing athlete. She doesn't cut no corners, and she's just everything I look up to. If I can be half the fighter she is.
Mate, when I was actually watching her, I was like, she looks so well trained in the amount of work she was putting in. You can see the definition in her body, and that just comes through solid hard work.
There was no way that she was not stopping her that night.
Yeah.
There was doubt, but people doubting her, and after the controversy that happened with that fight, when she was walking out and I gave her a fist pump before she got into the ring, there was just this, I've never seen that look on her face, and it was just like, she is
crazy.
She's going in there to do some damage, and she did. Yeah, she did.
I love it.
But yeah, if I could be anything like her, I look up to her a lot.
that's awesome to have that in your corner. Like I have that with Ebony. I look up to her as a fighter, and you know they're all on that big world.
Also doing amazing things. She's gone. Yeah, they're just on that world stage, and they've done amazing things, and good on them.
Yeah. And as female fighters, look, we face a lot of challenges. What are some of the challenges you've faced in your career so far?
Challenges, I would say. I think fighters and people, it's life. There's always challenges. Everyone's always going through something, and there's always something that you have to overcome. But there was a few challenges in my fight when I won the Australian title. Change of gyms, and I had like a death in the family and stuff. But winning that title, it just makes, when you do win, it just makes it feel that little bit much better. Like it's what we do, we fight. Like
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
And you said that you came in as an underdog for a couple of fights. No one expected you to win.
No one expected me to win. There's a lot of talk saying that I wouldn't be able to pull off that Australian title, and everything was going against me in that camp. But it just made me work even harder. And when my back's against the ropes, that's when I fire off the hardest. So
How rewarding was that win?
that win was like, if you see like when my hand gets raised, it was just like, yes. It's just like, keep on doubting me. I'm going to fight better.
Yeah, beautiful. Love it.
I find that crazy as well because you didn't have the amateur career. You've never probably experienced that feeling when your hand gets risen.
Yeah.
And I know it's like an adrenaline thing that you chase as a fighter. When you get your hand raised, you're like, I'm chasing that winning feeling.
Yeah. There's nothing like it. Like even my mum's like, this is the last one. This is it. You've won now. You're like 7-0. You're 8-0. You're 9-0. Give it up now, Stephanie. I'm like, Mum, is there something about the fighting? It's an obsession. It's in me, and it's just gets me up in the morning, and it's everything.
What do you love about it the most?
Well, my coaches and my family and my manager will say I probably love getting hit in the head a little bit too much. That's what we're
Twisted.
yeah, I am. I'm unwell. But that's one thing we're working on at the moment is just a bit more defence.
Yep.
But just everything about it, the hard training, and I just thrive for that. The hardness of it, like it's the hardest sport in the world for a reason, and that's why I left
You love it.
my other sports to do this one.
Yeah, love it. So good.
And by the end of 2025, where can you see your career?
I want to just keep climbing the ranks. I want to keep fighting fighters that are in front of me, and I'm chasing that world title. I'm closing that gap, and I'm excited. I'm coming, everyone. I'm coming.
Yeah, beautiful.
Do you reckon we could see you on an international stage very soon after that too?
Yes, hopefully I'll be on the international stage. Have a seat. Have a seat, mate.
How do you feel about this?
He's my new mate. Bring him back. Get him a t-shirt. Can we get him an SLC t-shirt?
Do you want to say your piece? Right. That has got to be. That is not getting cut out.
What a photo ball.
That is not getting cut out at all.
Love it.
I'm getting a photo with him afterwards. Obviously the goal is the bigger stages. Going overseas would be amazing. I did a camp in LA, and it's just on another level over there. So
How'd you find the training in America?
hard.
Yeah.
It just made me realise Australia needs to be pushing a little bit harder.
What gyms were you training at there?
I'm a DLX in Vegas and
Yeah.
Showtime Boxing in LA.
Yeah,
But they're just on another level, which made me level up again. It's just showed me where I need to be and what's required to go to that next level.
I had a couple fights in America, and I still remember the training camps over there. And the big difference there is just the amount of people that are involved with
is big.
yeah,
It's
with
such a
boxing.
pool.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like we got a very small pool here in Australia.
Yeah.
In America, like boxing is considered a big sport. And so if you're good at boxing over there, you consider it's like a god almost.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas in Australia, previously,
A bit limited in a way, yeah.
that's
Yeah,
exactly right.
Yeah.
And I think we definitely need to open up that even for the females now and seeing what you're doing. It's amazing, you know.
Yeah, thank you.
I find it very hard. Like even when I would used to speak to Eb, she used to be like, she would go to the gyms in America and they would skip for endless amount of rounds. They don't have time limits.
There's no rounds, there's no rest, and it's just go.
Yeah.
It's really good. I suggest for any young fighters in Australia, if they can, to go over there and experience what they do over there and what is like required to go to that next level, which is why they are so good over there. Obviously, you only get out what you put in.
100%. And even like, not to give too much away, but your day-to-day training, what does that look like? And how do you find getting sparring partners at your weight?
Sparring part. I'm actually very lucky. I train out of Luke Bones' boxing gym, and I've got quite a few sparring partners there. There's quite a few girls there. They're all the top amateurs in Australia. So I get good sparring there. I get bashed by those girls. That's really good. I get good sparring. But I did come to Sydney to get some sparring for Sugar's fight when I come to watch her, and the Sydney girls didn't want to spar me, so I struggled there. But yeah, we are limited in Australia, and then the few fighters in Australia that there is, they avoid.
Yep.
Like my last fight, I had the current super featherweight Australian champion say she wanted to fight me, and then she pulled out 6 weeks before, and then we had to get. I obviously want to keep ticking over and get fights, so we had to get someone in from overseas. But yeah, I just want these Australian girls to fight me. I'm pretty punchable in the face. Like, who would want to punch me in the face? I'm like,
Definitely not.
yeah, punch me, guys.
You love getting bashed. It's a common theme here.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of female boxing in Australia, like where do you see it going over the next few years?
It's amazing what Jake Paul's doing at the moment. Like that massive card.
All female card.
All female. Like that is the best card I've ever seen in my life. Like. And if we can keep going in that direction, even slightly, it's actually so exciting for females. Like, it's.
So, mate, even because Mon actually sent me the poster for that.
Yeah.
And because the big thing we're trying to do through the Wanderer promotions is obviously build female boxing as well, and really build it on the Australian scale. But you see cards like that. And that sort of pool, like on a worldwide scale, that's a history first.
It's amazing. Like Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, they just put my favourite Savannah Marshall on there. Like it is just talent after talent, and that's what we need. We need the best. And why is it so good? Because the best are fighting the best.
100%.
Yeah. I think that's where we lack in Australia, where we are going internationally, but there's girls in your backyard that are ready to fight, you know?
Like why not give the Australian public to grow the sport, fight each other for the Australians to watch, and it saves us having to fly around, and it's just let's fight each other and see who deserves to go to that next stage and overseas and onto the bigger stages.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of that the Australian general public who don't understand boxing don't really see. They don't see how expensive it is to fight overseas, bringing in opponents. It's so hard, and especially being a promoter, Rick, it's a challenging aspect to the sport.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think that a big thing what we need to do with boxing in Australia is really attract more sponsors and people that are actually going to help the boxers get to where they need to be.
And to support, like you said, it was like to even go do a camp over in LA, that was like a lot of money, flights, accommodation, the training, like even my last fight, I had to like take my team over there. Like it's money out of our pockets, like we're losing money by the time, like it's hard, but
it's a lonely sport.
It is very lonely sport.
You know, I was talking with someone the other day and we said like one of the biggest pain points for boxers, like if you look at the average wage for a boxer, it's below minimal.
Yeah.
Like if you think
we're in debt.
That's right. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
If you think for boxing, it's not a career. There's events, and to get to those events, you need to fund them, and then so pretty much your purse doesn't even cover the funding for those events. And for guys to get ahead, there needs to be, or girls to get ahead as well, there needs to be a big shift where there's more money coming in through sponsors. And the only way we do that is by putting on good fights that actually people want to watch. And it's going to build the sport.
Exactly. Like you said, like my daily, it's like the strength and conditioning coaches, the nutritionists, the gym fees, it's a lot that goes into it. It's like it's an all day thing. So it's like if we don't have the backing of people, it's just we're not gonna move forward.
Yeah, that's right.
Even just being a promoter, Rick, I know that we've started the promotion less than a year ago. It was getting really big, and to just grow it and have the people behind you and backing it, I can't wait for us to get to that point where we're able to help fighters in the way that they should be helped in Australia, to put us in that international scale, so we can see fighters like you going on these all-female cards for Jake Paul and really showing what you can do.
Most definitely.
I think personally, like what we're trying to do with the promotion, when I look at where we're going, is be that sort of promotion where it's about the fighters, where we actually we don't give them a ring, we give them a roadmap. And that roadmap is how to be successful, not only in boxing, but in business and outside of the ring as well. And essentially, if we do that and we build that pathway for them, especially from when they're earlier on in their careers, it's going to create longevity, it's going to create more funding for them, and it's also going to create opportunities outside of boxing, which they wouldn't normally have. So that's a key thing what we're trying to do, and I love seeing people like Steffi working on it as well. You know, it's amazing.
You're doing a great job, and I can see you're not just doing things in boxing, doing a bit of media as well. And there's a big thing when it comes to fighters is that they've got to work with the Australian media and build themselves up and get the platform, because there's so many talented people that can speak about their experience in boxing.
Yeah, look, I was a bit shy to start with, and like when you message me like doing podcasts, I'm like, oh my god! But you just got to get. It's like you got to just push yourself out of your comfort zone, and you've just got to do those things. And like you said, if you've got to talk the talk, and you got to walk the walk.
Yeah. And for people who don't know much about you, tell us what do you actually do on a day-to-day life without boxing?
I just like boxing. I box. I watch boxing, and that's it. At the moment, now I'm just taking it at the stage where I'm just living and breathing it.
Yeah,
so I know to go to where I want to go. That's what it's going to take.
Yep.
So if I'm not eating, sleeping, eating too much,
Having too much fun,
or training, I'm asleep or I'm at training or thinking about boxing or watching boxing and boxing.
Yeah, wow. And there's something I love about female boxing. You've had to prove yourself for so long, and every female is so hungry in the sport. And then you just see someone like you that really wants those hard fights in your own backyard. I can't wait to see it happen.
Look, I can't wait. Like, as I said, every time I have a hard fight coming up makes me train harder, and it just brings out the best version of me. And we're learning in the gym, and I'm picking up some of the things I missed in the amateur career, and my coach Luke Bones is doing an amazing job, and all of my other coaches down there and my teammates are helping out. And I didn't get to show it too much in my last fight, but I'm learning the craft, the sweet science, and I can't wait to show it off in front of everyone again.
Very good.
I can't wait. Hopefully on a Wanderer card, eh?
Hopefully I get out sooner rather than later, and hopefully that these girls will start picking up the phone and stop pulling out, and I can put on a good show in front of the Australian fans.
I love it too. I can't wait to see you on a card. I love that you're in Sydney. We've had the best day catching up with you, and we can't wait to work with you on a Wanderer Promotions card. Hopefully you see this Harbour Bridge a lot more.
Hope so. Thank you for having me, and let's try and make Sydney a second home, hey?
Beautiful.
Let's go. Take the fights. Perfect. Was that good?
Imagine it was like I wasn't rolling the whole time. I'm like, what?
I trust that Mark knows it's all like it's all
right,
good.
100%.
How can we do a photo like standing up because I can't feel my arms anymore?
Fucking hell.
That dude made me laugh.